What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Hope you guys enjoying yourself. Hope you guys having a beautiful day. So today topic is after the rain. After the rain. Hey, welcome, Joss. What's up? Beautiful view. All right. Josh Williams say beautiful view. Thank you. Yes, it is. Natural nature behind it. The mosquito is biting. Med. No. What's up? What's up? Med blessings. Thank you guys and welcome in. Appreciate you all here. Today, what we're going to be talking about. Blessings to you, Josh. Blessings. Yes, today, what we're going to be really talking about today is after the rain. We didn't get rain for a few, maybe over a week. I didn't get no rain and the soil was pretty dry. I did a live showing how the soil was so dry and how the plants still was surviving even though the soil was so dry. But now, and I even show a video how I break up the soil. While the soil is dry, it's always good to break up the soil because you need the airflow and you also need, in case rain come, the soil is prepared and ready for the rain. So it's always good to come outside and break up the soil. So the airflow and the rain. Now, when you receive the rain now, this is things a lot of people don't do. The mosquito is stinging, boy. Yeah, this is things a lot of people don't do. Now, after the rain, you got to remember, when you have a heavy shower of rain, the rain must come and beat down the soil. It kind of compact the soil. So when it compact the soil and the sun come and the sun starts drying out the water, the soil gonna come compact to the top. So it's good to break that up. After it rain, it's good to come out in your garden and break up the soil like this. So if you break up the soil in this now after it rain, it's easier to break up. So now you could break up all them loose, them hard soil. Then you could also think and put soil around the plants. The more soil you put around the plants, is the better they produce. They create a bigger root system. You give them room for more root to push, and the more root the plant push is the more bigger the plant can get, and is the more the plant produce. So after it rain, you come outside anytime it's raining in your garden. You come outside with whatever you soften your soil with, and you start breaking up the soil around the plant. You start breaking up the soil. You're breaking it up. So when the sun come and penetrate, the soil already loosened. But if you ain't come out and break it up, what's gonna happen? It's gonna start compacting. And by start compacting, it's gonna be, so if the rain come now, it's gonna drop and run off instead of soak down in the earth. We want the rain, the water from the rain, to soak down in the earth, not run off. So we always make the soil loose, that the air and the water can get to their root. So now if we gotta wait for two weeks without water, our plants still have dampness, water under the ground that they could still suck and survive, even though you ain't get water for 3 weeks. The truth is, there's a lot of manual things you got to do for a successful garden. Hey Urban, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, welcome in everyone. Yes, in order to have a successful garden, trust me, you got to put in the work, and there's a lot of things you just got to know. And if you're able to apply these things, you could have great success in your garden. So like I was now mentioning, when you come, after it's rain, you always come out in your garden. Hey James Lord, what's up? You always come out in your garden. Sometimes you take the soil, you get soil and you put around the root of your plant. This is a bell pepper right here. Another key to gardening is where a lot of people don't understand too. Container garden is kind of different. But in-ground and raised bed garden is you have more option. There are certain plants, when you see they start producing, after you see they producing and they produce a crop, what you got to be doing, just like what you see I'm doing, I'm taking soil and I'm putting around the root. I'm putting around the root of the plant. I'm maintaining the crop, I'm teasing the plant to give me another crop. You have to know how to tease the plant and let them know I need more crop. Because if you notice, sometimes you might grow a bell pepper and the bell pepper produce a nice little crop. A pure growers up. And the bell pepper produce a nice little crop. But when you realize what's going on, it ain't producing no more, it just stopped. It just start produce no more pepper. Bell pepper is something that can produce, keep producing. But you got to know how to tease these plants. Always add more soil around them sometimes to give them that growth. Give them that understanding that let's go for another crop. It might sound simple what I'm saying here, but this is real facts, man. All right, this is real facts. You got to know how to tease these plants. You got to know how to stimulate them for more crop. What you do, guys, you always come around and you always put some soil from time to time around their root. You come, especially now it's rain and the sun is pretty and the soil is soft, now is the time. You come and you wake up the soil, and then sometimes you can take a shovel and you damp it. So you take in your shovel and you add in more soil around them. Over here, we have eggplant growing over here. And these eggplant is producing really well over here. The eggplant, the bell pepper is producing well, the okra the edos, the tomatoes we don't have. It's a crop from the tomato. You know, everything is doing really well. But we also understand we want more than one crop from our plants. One crop is not enough. Some plants will give you one fruit. Some eggplant will give you one. Some pepper will give you one. Sometimes it's not the pepper fault. Sometimes it's you give up on that plant. You give up on the plant and you leave the plant. Now the plant just there. I'm going to show you over here. Basically, to me, this is what I know I was doing. You see what I know I was doing? I was adding soil. Even this plant is so big and producing so much. I'm up to 20 eggplant. Really? All right. All right. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, Progo. Yes. So you see, I'm still feeding my plant with soil. All right. I'm still, look, this is my bell pepper. I'm still adding soil. And 12 more to the 4. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. So you see what's going on here. This thing is producing. They're producing really well. They have a lot of flowers. But guess what? I'm still out here, still giving them soil around their root. I'm still throwing soil around their root because this soil, what this soil gonna do? This soil gonna make the plant produce more roots. And the more the plant produce more root, is the more you're going to start seeing the flowers, you're going to start seeing more eggplant. Same thing with the peppers. You see, this is a cayenne pepper producing pretty nice. But now is the time. When it's rain, especially in this type of garden, we don't water our plant, so we're depending on the rain. So whenever the rain comes, we got to get out here and get real busy. You see what I'm saying? This is a good thing. I wake up the soil a few days ago. It's a good thing I did that because since I wake up the soil, the water was able to get down to the root. So here you see I have some weeds on the ground. You see like this now, you get a shovel of soil. You come, you get a shovel of soil. And you cover these weeds on the ground. So what you actually doing, you actually maintaining your soil. This is what you're doing. So for the next garden season, your soil will be rich. You feeding your plants now, but you also maintaining your soil. This is the mistake a lot of people do. What a lot of people do is they just, after they plant, they just allow the soil. They don't do anything to the soil. They just allow it. Remember, these plants suck nutrients from the soil. So when these plants suck nutrients from the soil, you have to add back the nutrients or the minerals or organic matter. So during the garden season, you have to come and maintain the soil. Keep adding these grass, these weed back in the soil. You maintain your soil. So next garden season, you're gonna be okay. You see, the mistake a lot of people do, a lot of people wait until the garden season begin to get out there and now trying to put some compost in the ground, compost around their plant. No, that should be done months ahead. That should be done months ahead. No, down inside here. These eggplants down inside here, what I have to do now, I have to put soil around their root because I already harvest from them already. And if you notice, they're still producing. You see what I'm saying? And they're producing one and two. They're producing a lot. They're producing a lot one time. So now I have to come. Now it's rain. I got to come and get busy and just add a lot of soil around their root. So now when I add the soil around their root, what's going to happen is going to make them start to generate more root. And by generating more root, what you think going to happen? More flowers going to start to generate and more fruits going to start to generate. So these are things we have to know. I mean, if you really sit down and you really think, you're going to see for yourself and you're going to understand what I'm saying make a lot of sense. You see, what I'm saying makes sense. These are some real nice, beautiful bell pepper growing. Coming up here, I got to put a stake on this or it's going to break. Look down inside here, wow. This one here, bell pepper like joke. Gosh boy, look over here again. Bell pepper, guys, everywhere. All to the top of the plant. Loaded with flowers. But you see, this is the breed of bell pepper, guys. Do you all see how these bell pepper tree tall? Let me go over this side to give you guys a better look. Do you see how these bell pepper tree tall, guys? You see the type of stick? This one here is a 7-foot bell pepper right now. 7 foot and growing. We have another 7 foot down to the bottom there. We are 6 foot. We are 5 foot. How we grow these pepper? Oh man. Is anyone new in this chat today? If you haven't subscribed to this channel, guys, please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't hit the notification bell, please hit the notification bell that you can get all our latest update. We upload video every week. You see the rain, one my bell pepper fall off. You see? This is what I'm saying. This was a massive bell pepper. So this is why we have to protect the plants them. We have to tie them up. We got to stake them up. You see all this? You have to stake them up because this plant is very tall. You see what I'm coming from? And they watch. All this one, this limb need tying up. This limb, if I don't tie it up, I'm going to lose a lot of pepper. So if you notice, you're going to see I put up a lot of stake. But now, guys, a few days ago when I come inside here, if you notice, I break up this soil a few days ago. So now the rain come, the rain was able to soak down in the ground. You see, so now the soil is even soft and I could come and I can break it up with my hand. Now what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be adding more soil around these peppers. I'm going to be adding more soil and also more stakes. This right here is another sweet pepper. And oh man, this pepper tree is growing. And it have a bell pepper tree right side it. And, oh man, I tie this. This one needed own stake. This one here is, I can't remember this pepper, but this thing is loaded with pepper. Watch up inside here, guys. Watch over here. This thing is loaded with pepper, guys. Over here, guys, our pepper tree them produce. It doesn't matter what type of pepper. Look this limb here. See this limb? If I instake this, I'm gonna lose this limb with all this pepper. Look here again. Look here. Look down inside here. Pepper everywhere on these plants. So guys, it's not just about gardening. We all garden and we love planting. We love to see how our plant grows. We love to see the beauty of the plant. But one thing we cannot forget what we expect from the plant. It's not about just being beautiful and looking healthy. It's about the production of the plant. It's how much this plant is producing. Is this plant just a big healthy plant and not producing anything, these are things we have to think about. And this is why we put in extra work, because this cayenne pepper very thick. Wow. Right, this is why I put in extra work, because there's certain result I'm looking for. I'm looking for certain result. It's not about a big, healthy looking plant. It's also the production. How much this plant gonna produce, or how much this plant is producing. This is very important to me, guys. I don't know for you guys. I really don't know for you guys, but I know for me. I know for me, it's all about the production. This is why you will always see me in the garden, always trying to clean up the garden, always trying to add soil, always trying to stake up something, because I want a certain, I'm looking for a certain production from my plant. What you guys think? Talk to me, guys. Let me go sit down for a minute that we can have a conversation. If you have any question, you can let me know. But don't forget to hit that like button either. All right. Let me see if I can get in the chat. Yes, sir. Pure say, yes, sir. Everyone you show your eggplant, they look to reach the sky. Since technique, definitely, definitely. Hansiol, hey Sansiol, what's up, blessing? Fruits of your labor, yes, yes. Organic vegetables, yes. Very good, yes. Yes, guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Wow. Yeah, oh man, you see what I'm talking about? Garden is producing, man. Nice okra, yes. Yes, nice okra. Could come out and eat some. Do you guys eat fresh okra? This is my favorite. Fresh okra, one of my favorite. Would you recommend staking it? Yes, yes. I will definitely recommend staking eggplant. Because if you notice over there, you're going to see me start staking eggplant. And the amount of eggplant this thing is producing, if you don't stake them, they could end up on the ground. So I recommend staking eggplant, because I'm staking eggplant right at this moment. Right now, these eggplant have on so much eggplant, and they're producing so fast, and the plants them looking so healthy. I'm gonna give you guys a remedy, and there's someone in this chat who been following me since I've been using this remedy, which is Pure Grow. Pure Grow was always in my life then. Since my plants them was struggling in the in the cold weather. And what I was using, cabbage leaf and water around my eggplant there. Cabbage leaf break down in water for at least 3 months. 2 to 3 months, you will be shocked the result you get. I'm telling you. You like the okra, oh man? Yeah, man, I love my favorite. I could come out in the garden and I could just have a beautiful feast eating fresh okra. Yes. The thing with cabbage leaf, guys, cabbage leaf is the smell is unbelievable. But the nutrients it releases around your plant, it make your plant grow so healthy. It make your plant grow so healthy and green. And you know, this is not my first time growing eggplant. I usually grow eggplant before, but my eggplant and them will only get to maybe 3 feet tall. This year, I use cabbage leaf, and some of them 4 feet, heading for 5 feet at this moment. So, if if you live in close to people, it mightn't be a good idea using cabbage leaf because it's scent. It push off a scent, and you might throw them around your plant, and the scent drift to your neighbors. So that's something you got to be mindful of. But it works like a charm. Yes. Pogo says organic composting is the truth. I use it too. It's amazing. All right. This is what I love. This is what I love, right? This is why, guys, I come out in my garden and I do live from time to time. Because I want, if I'm telling you something, I want to be able to show you at the same time. A month ago, or a month and a half ago, this bell pepper was down here. Down here. Because I planted them kind of early and the cold weather was really beating them. Them things, two is 7 feet tall right now. You understand? I'm sure I'm gonna get at least 9 feet tall bell pepper tree today, or maybe 10 feet tall. I'm sure of that because right now we are 7 feet. These things must grow 1 foot in days. In days. I remember last week I take a picture with the pepper tree over there, 6 feet tall. And in days, it done add a foot already. This is how these things growing. So guys, so when we talk about natural gardening, when you talk about natural gardening, this is the spot, guys. This is the spot. And guess what? We showed a proof of what happening along the way. We're not just coming here and sit down and tell you a bag of story. We walk around daily and show you the production of what is actually happening in our garden. I'm telling you. So right now, guys, like I was saying, when it's raining, after it rains, is when you got to get busy in the garden. This is the busy time. After a rain, what happened after the rain? You're going to see growth. You're going to see how you plant them growing. You're going to also see how your fruits them getting bigger. You're going to also see all of that. But that's not, it didn't stop right here. Get in the garden and spray the soil. Let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. You see all here, I now come and I now break up these okra, as you can see. You see here? This is important because when you do that, what happening, you giving the plant more room to spread its root. Because once the plant is soft, the soil is soft, the plant gonna develop more root and push more roots. So we always come when the soil is, and we always add more soil. We add more soil and we break up that soil. So now we is letting this plant know we expect a big harvest this season. We expect a big harvest because we putting in the work to get a big harvest. It's not just we plant them and we leave them and then we just harvest from them from time to time. No, some plants require a lot of care. Some plants, the more you care them, the more they grow, the more they produce. You see the egg, okra is one of them plants. Okra is a plant, the more you take care of it, the more it produces. The more you harvest from it, the more it produces. So don't just plant the plants them and leave them. Yes, you're gonna get one crop. Yes, you might be lucky if you get one vegetable off of it. You might be lucky. So what we do, we come outside when it's raining and we break the soil. You see how this thing here, we break it and we push it up. You see, and we break it up. We don't want them big clammy thing around our soil. We don't want that. We want the roots to be able to grow and produce as much as we like. This is why our pepper don't stop produce, because we give them the requirements they need. You see where I'm coming from? This okra, man, listen, it can't produce fast enough because I'm eating it. Yes, Pure Group, yes, yes, yes. It's all about production. It's not about how pretty the plant looking. Oh, this plant is so pretty. No, no, no. I want it to look pretty and also producing. I'm looking for both, not one. I'm looking for both. So what I'm seeing in here, I know for a fact that these eggplant need some soil around them, because we start to get some real big eggplant up inside here. And okay, program, let me show you something. Let me show you why I tell you it's required to stake your eggplant, especially if your eggplant is huge. It's required. Look here, you see this? This is an eggplant right here. Look how this one pull the limb right down to the ground. You see? So you see? It definitely needs staking. All right? So, you know what? Let me get a stake for that right now. So you see why I say eggplant needs staking? And that's according to the size of your plant. This is a pepper tree. This is a hot pepper tree. And this thing is just growing. I see it start to put out little flowers now. But this damn thing is just growing. You know, it reaching me by my chin right now. And this is a hot pepper tree. I don't think I ever grew a hot pepper tree this tall. But this one is really tall. And look how it's spread out. It have limbs everywhere. This is going to be a massive pepper tree, but I have to stake it up. And it's going to be producing a lot of pepper. All right, all right. So yes, guys, it's not about how the plant look. No, how the plant look means a lot to me. Okay? But it's not, that's not enough for me. You see this? I'm gonna try put this stake down here that I can stake up this eggplant limb right there. The soil is a little soft, so now let me get a piece of string that we can tie this there. Because if I don't do that, this whole plant might pop down. So yes, the requirement of eggplant is important to stake your eggplant, especially if you see they growing big and you see they producing. They will pop if you don't do that. Look, I have a next eggplant down here. I had also put a metal, which I got to remove this metal from here and put a piece of wood. But this is another eggplant that, you see, this one is like 5 feet. This one is pretty tall. Look my pepper tree here, guys. This is my 7-foot pepper tree. Less than 2 weeks ago, this same pipe, I remember when it was right here with this pipe. Look where is it now? Way above the pipe. 7 feet tall at this moment. 7 feet. Oh wow, you see here, look, watch here. This is a limb that needs staking, you see? So I need to get real busy, because if I don't get busy, I might end up lose a lot of these things. Yes? And I have a witness in the chat who know, who see these plants. Okay, you see what I'm saying? You see? Now I protect the plant by tying this right there. So this one, all of them need staking. You see these eggplant? They beautiful, right? Look how they shaking the plant. They all need staking. So I have to get busy, maybe tomorrow. Come out here early before the hot sun, stake them out and add soil around them, because these plants, I expect them to produce right down until November. And this is what I'm saying, guys. There's ways, things you have to know to get the most out of a plant. And I'm telling you, following this channel, you will learn all of that. If you're in here, guys, and you ain't hit that like button, please hit that like button, guys. Appreciate it. Down here, I start this area here. I'm going to cut down my some of my banana tree and just pack them right in this area. Because on this bank right here is only fruit trees. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to full up this area, fold it up, and just let it feed. It's going to become food for the fruit trees them. This is a plum tree right here. If you notice what I start doing, start feeding them with the dry grass. So this is an organic garden, guys, and there's a lot of things you will see other places that you will not see here, because we focus on growing what we have natural instead of using a bunch of stuff that messed up our soil anyway. And grapes coming along. These are arrows, guys. And these edos, you can see, when you see their leaves start changing, you know harvest time is soon. Once you see their leaves start changing from green, green, green to this type of color, you know harvest time is near. Oh, this is my kiwi plant. Oh wow, doing wonderful. Pure say I'm actually staking my plant now. I got way too many fruits for me not to. Exactly. Exactly. You don't want to do that. It's still like hell, but it works. Yes, it stinks like that. That's why I try to let people know it smells. It really smells, but it works. These are sweet potato patch I have going on here. So let's go back and sit back a minute and reason again until I get ready to get out of here. Yes. If anyone have any question, just let us know. Meanwhile, we're gonna be taking soil and add around plants. What I'm also doing is, guys, what you see I'm doing here is taking the soil. I'm also creating some water pocket in the garden. I does that as well. When I say water pocket, what I mean like created water pocket that if the rain comes, the water could soak down in the soil instead of run away. So it's soaked down in the soil, which gonna keep the moisture. So you always open up pockets in your garden to eliminate, to keep the soil, for the water to go down in the soil. And the more soil you add to the plant, is the more root the plant gonna produce. The more root the plant produce, the plant have a better chance of being a stronger plant, produce more fruits. And like I always say, you have to know the plants to put together to create what the plant needs. Nutrients. You got to know the plants that give you the plant's nutrient. Remember, do your research on cabbage and you're going to see how cabbage is so beneficial to us. You understand? When you give back the plant cabbage leaf breakdown, however you give it, it's going to add a lot of nutrients to our plant. So it's not about me growing a garden. It's about me growing something to nourish my body. That's why I take pride in what I'm doing. This is why I take pride in what I put around my plants. Because I don't want to just grow it. I don't want to live to eat. I want to eat to live. Not just live, just eating, eating, eating. No. I want to live, eat to live. So the food that I eat could make me healthy, feeling strong. That's what it should be about. These foods should be your medicine. These food is what's supposed to be giving you your vitamins, giving you your nutrients, helping your bone. You're supposed to be growing plants that good for the bone. You should be able to go, like for instance, when they talk about, let me see, when they talk about the comfrey plant, all right. This is the comfrey leaf, and when we hear people talk about comfrey plants, you understand what I'm saying? This you could abstract oil. You could abstract this into oil. Some people abstract into liquor, whatever they do it into. And you could abstract this into oil and rub, massage your skin, your back, your knees, your bones. This really helps. Like if you feel a little tight, you comes out and you walk hard and you feel a little tight. This, let me show you something. Okay, this, wherever is hurting you, you could put this right there, because this is what my grandmother used to do. Like you have a joint hurting you, she used to take it and put it by the joint and wrap it wrong with a piece of paper, plastic, and just leave it. And it used to, as far as I see, it was working for people. And if you do your research study, you're going to hear a lot of story about the comfrey. My experience with comfrey, I think it's a really good plant that everyone should be growing. Yeah, from my experience. But it's all about doing your own research. Exactly, all right, you hear? Pure, that's true. That's true. Yes, so it's all about what you're growing. What you got to make sense in what you're growing. It's not about just growing and, oh, I'm growing food. No. Whatever you grow should able to heal you. You should grow it in a way that you could get all the nutrients you need. You should grow it in a way that you could get all the minerals you need. When you grow them things with all these things they have out there, I don't think you're receiving the nutrients you need. You might be eating lettuce, and you're eating lettuce and tomato every day. Every day. But the lettuce and tomato ain't have what you need for your body. This is why today food don't really heal people, unless you growing it yourself and growing it a certain way. Check and see what's going on. It don't heal nobody, because we not MP say, how can we learn at such an old age. Too late now. Well, it might be too late for you. I've been doing this since I'm a little boy. So maybe it's too late for you. But that's discouragement for people. And them kind of language, I don't entertain them kind of language, because that's not that's not even encouraging. That's discouraging what you're saying there. It's not too late. You have to take charge into your body now, and what you put in your body. It's never too late to learn. It's never. So maybe for you it might be too late. But for me, this knowledge is here. This information is here. You know why? Because I've been doing it practically. I don't go and Google and type in for information. I get it in this garden. You see what I'm saying? So you can't tell people it's too late to learn. That's discouragement. And there's people who listen to people like that gonna believe that. And that's not true. That's not true. The thing is, this kind of information should always be available. But you know what? You know why a lot of this information is not available? Because people don't interested in this type of information. People only want to know about herbs when something happened to them. People only want to know herbs when something happened and they need to get themselves together. That's when they want to know which herb and which herb they need for use. Well, sometimes in that case, it could be too late, because the situation that you have might gone too far. So the herbs mightn't be able to heal it at that point. But if we take charge of our body before these things appear, it can help prevent. I'm not saying herb gonna cure anything. I'm saying it can help prevent. Prevent. All right? But the problem is people not interested. Look me, I'm doing garden and I'm showing people how you could do your garden natural without going to the store. These information, people are interested in these information. People want result overnight. And result overnight don't always be the best thing. Sometimes it takes works and effort to accomplish things sometimes. So don't be discouraged and believe anyone is too old for it learn. That's not true. And the thing is, if you learn, it's not about, sometimes it ain't even about you. Sometimes it's your kids, your grandchildren. So if you learn, you might be able to pass it on to them. Do you see what I'm saying? The information is available, just need to reach others. That's it, that's right, that's right. MP, Planter is giving us the blueprint now. Get where all we can. Definitely. That's right. That's right. I'm giving you for no cost. I'm showing, and I'm not just sit down. A lot of people sit down and giving like they're giving information, but they, like I said yesterday, they're not actually in a garden. They're not wrong no plans. They just Google information and write down, and then they sit behind the computer and tell you a bunch of stuff. I'm showing you the real, man. I'm giving it to you real right here. I'm showing you what I'm using. I'm showing you the result. I'm showing you all of these things. So I don't think it's too late at all. And information is never too late to gather information. Sometimes the information you gather might be in something you could even pass on to your kids, your grandchildren. But this information, I'm telling you, most people today, you know, The way I garden like in the old time. When people used to go out in the garden and just like what I'm doing, using the weeds and backing the soil and this type of stuff. And many part of the wall, that's how people used to garden. Many part of the world, people used to garden that way. But in time study, everybody's straying away from the natural way of gardening, like it's not possible, like it can't happen if you grow a natural garden. A lot of people straying away from growing. Everybody want to use all these type of stuff. If they see somebody using this, they got to use it too. But I'm not knocking anybody. You grow your garden how you feel pleased. But I'm going to share the information and I'm going to show you the proof of the garden. You understand? So if you're interested in this channel and you're interested in learning, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell because you're getting real information here. Not no Google information. You're seeing for yourself. Alright? I can't sit behind a computer. I like to go hands on hand, and it's definitely because that's how you learn on a man. You see, the difference is with sitting behind a computer and gather information and actually being in the garden and gathering information is different because you could gather all the information in your head off the computer, but when come to apply, you don't know what to do. You see where I'm coming from? You don't know what to do. But once you're in here, you're seeing with your eyes what is happening. You're seeing what you did last year and what you did this year and the difference. You seeing that. So you know now, okay, what I did last year is working better than what I did this year. So you go back to last year. You see what I'm coming from? So it's all about learning, guys. And these simple things you see here that you call weed, that you have in your garden, you might be surprised of the result these things could give you, whether you break them down dry or whether you put them in water to turn composting. You will be surprised. In natural garden, you see, when you're doing a natural garden, remember, everything is natural. So even the weed you pull up out the garden is natural. So when you put in that back into your soil, it's adding nutrients, it's adding minerals back in your soil. And never wait until spring to start walking on your soil. Never wait until spring to start walking on your soil. A matter of fact, you should be walking on your soil right now. All now. Let me show you the things that I do. I already start feeding my soil already. You see? All the weeds, I take them up and I pack them back in my soil. This is sweet potato and I pack them around my sweet potato. What's gonna happen here is it's gonna break down and get ready for next garden season. So you never stop feeding your soil. You see what I'm coming from? It's all about maintenance. You see, you have your house and you got to maintain your house. The same thing you got to do with your soil. You have to maintain your soil, because every year what this plant does, these plants suck nutrients, they suck minerals out of the soil. So you have to replace that. You have to figure out how to get that back in the soil before next spring. Don't wait till the spring season. Don't do that. But yes, guys, I want to thank you all again. MP, Google has come with the information regarding how to grow an item. I'm 76 years old. Oh wow, MP is 76 years old? Oh man, good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, 76 years old. Okay, I understand what you're saying. At 76 years old, you feel like you're too old to learn. Okay, all right. I had to learn the hard way for a few years now. Since I eat, sleep, and think natural, I haven't had any problem since I stand with you. All right, all right. Good. You can't, listen to me, you cannot lose standing with this type of gardening. You cannot lose. Because you're not out there spending a bunch of money for no reason. You're not out there putting all kind of stuff in your plant, around your plants. You're dealing with it the natural way. And when you deal with it the natural way, you see magnificent result. You see result that no other person have. Your plants them produce in an abundance that you just can't understand. Listen to me, guys. When you hear I start to harvest edibles up in this place, you understand? And bell pepper and hot pepper. Listen to me. When you hear I start harvesting them, it's give, I just have to give away. It's too much. Because they don't stop produce. And that's what you want. You want them to continue produce non-stop. So they have flowers, they loaded with flowers, and they also loaded with peppers, with fruits. That's the type of garden you want. And if you want that, I'm telling you, start going the natural way. When you go the natural way, your soil will improve, not decrease with nutrient, not getting rid of the bacteria that we need in our soil. It will improve your soil. At the end of the garden season, what I just do, I just leave all the weeds to just grow up and just dry right back down in the winter, in the fall. And when they dry down, I come and I mix it in with the soil and just leave it there for the spring. So these things ain't cost you a dime. And the result